Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Faithful Gang. What's up? Who's the Faithful Gang? Anybody who likes, comment, share, subscribe, tell all their friends we got the juice on this channel. You ain't got to get jumped in or nothing. But if you're not telling your friends we live on this channel, baby, what is you doing? So the last story I told of how I became a stand-up comedian, I said that I was gonna start to tell stories. I had asked like, what story do people want to hear next? Mistaken identity with one of the Wayans kids, or how I met my celebrity crush. So the first story I seen was the one about the Wayans kids. So remember when I had said I had started coming up like with the Wayans kids, Damon Wayans Jr. had just did that movie Let's Be Cops. I didn't even realize that the Wayans had kids. Once I had started doing comedy and they was at the comedy clubs, I was like, oh, okay. When I first moved to California, I told y'all that I didn't have anything. I don't also like living with people. So eventually I would move into a hotel. Living in a hotel is frustrating because you can prove that you got the money to live in a hotel, but you can't prove enough to get an apartment, which is way cheaper. So it was really hard for me to find an apartment at first. Joe Fox had told me, I'll put you on, but I gotta keep seeing you. But when you living in a hotel, you don't feel like keep going out. When I first lived in the hotel, I remember it was this show that was getting me through life. A lot of people don't remember it because it wasn't on that long. Tiffany Haddish won that show. The show was a stand-up comedian show, but then he would put comedians in random prank situations. They had to be serious and they had to prank someone. And they, first of all, I remember when I used to watch the show and I had already been manifesting to get to LA because of him. Find out he had a show. I had wanted to be on that show so bad. I was like, oh, right, I'm gonna be on this show. The only thing I ever remember her from or knew her from was that show. She had took this dude on a date and she had prayed in the name of Beelzebub. Now I look back on it, that's a little scary, but I mean, she was being funny or whatever. Listen, I ain't gonna point out that Tiffany be with the Jews. Marlon would be in your ear while she was on a blind date and he was telling her to do stuff. And when she had said in the name of Beelzebub, bro, and the dude, I would just roll. I just remember it was so funny. Fast forward to, I'm on a show, something called a guest spot. So a guest spot is when you really good or a celebrity or you know a plug at the club and you show up and you're not on the show but you can still do the show. She ended up getting on the show. Throughout my stand up, she would be on a lot of shows because she was like a celebrity that used to be up there all the time. This was a long time ago. So like when I met her, she kept thinking I was somebody else, but I told her what my name was. But I don't know why, but when people be mistaking me for other people, I don't be like, oh, that's not me, because sometimes it be getting me a plug. Like I remember on the block, I was trying to get a play, and then somebody had pulled up and was like, yeah, give it to her, that's such and such. They're like, oh, that's such. And then they start asking questions. I'm gonna have to get up out of there. Like it wasn't even no shit like on some fan shit, because I done been with so many people, y'all. When everybody was like, where's Dave Chappelle? And didn't nobody know where Dave Chappelle was. Like I've been seeing Dave Chappelle at the comedy club. He was at the Laugh Factory. Because when I first did go out there, I did used to be getting pictures. But then I think after this situation, one of these situations, this was what threw me. Like, forget these people. When I used to get dressed up and be real cute on stage, people used to be, it seemed like I would look at their eyes and they would be like studying my clothes or studying. So I had decided that I was not going to look cute no more. And I wanted people to not judge me. I used to dress myself down to make people feel better, because when you come around with a boss aura, it just make people feel like I don't know who she thought I was. I don't know if she was trying to talk to that person or what. I ain't never talked to her, but I don't know if she had liked me but I was never on that shit. But it seemed like she thought I was somebody that I wasn't. Anyway, maybe she was drunk and kicked it with somebody who she thought had looked like me or whatever. Like I said, I used to dress down, so she probably thought I was her stud friends or some shit like that. I really don't know. Like, the more that I saw her, she should have realized that I wasn't whoever she thought that I was. But we was also friends. That night, whoever she thought that I was, my homegirl, rest in peace to Uptown Ebony Brown. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Anybody that know Ebony, that's why I really developed my lip gloss line. This is what it has come to today. This is what it has come to today, y'all. It is such like a good consistency. It just make the lips pop. I love my lip gloss. This is called Uptown Lips. Uptown Lips, and it is after Ebony. When I first started making lip gloss, it was out of crayons. And she had tagged me in this post about how to make crayon lip gloss. And after she passed away, I'm just like, but I had always wanted to do the brand. I don't know if I ever tell her, but my homegirl, she was one of the first people that I met at Jahan party. Jahan used to be having the best party. It was funny because I seen Raquel the other brought up Jahan parties, and I'm like, I was just thinking about Jahan parties. Like, Jahan used to be having the best party. First moved to LA, Jahan is one of the first people I met. He was really like one of the first people to like embrace me and not even on no weirdo shit. He saw something in me, put me on or whatever. He's like, what he seen, that ass.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's what Jahan be seeing in motherfucker. But Jahan will put you on, you know what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, like yeah, Jahan was using ass to get on. He was, all the pretty girls, come on through, y'all. But it was never like on no weirdo shit. It was always on some cis shit with me. Like motherfucker was always on some cis shit, which had brought me to back to. I was like, should I even address this or not? So I was recently on this podcast. During the podcast, the chat had said that one of the cast members had did some gay stuff on another podcast. It's a lot. I asked him like, why did you do that? Like, did you do it for the money? And he was like, cause I'm like $200 in LA is a lot. You know, I'm thinking he did it for the money. No, he didn't, and that's not cool. That's not cool at all. This was holding my baby. I told him, give my baby back, bro. And then she wouldn't be quiet with nobody but him. Like, bro, you annoying. I had called him jokingly said, because I play a stud for $200 because he ain't really do shit. I was saying it where it was like, but people wouldn't bat no eye if a girl play a stud. I was trying to say that, but before I could say that, this nigga gonna cut me off talking about, yeah, he wouldn't bat an eye at you. Like, nigga, what? I love niggas so much, I dress like them. Fuck is you talking about? Like, stop playing with me. All these kids, but y'all know stuff be having the most kids. Like, so they ain't making it no better for people that dress casually. Like, but they be liking both. They lying. They lying. Yeah, they lying. So y'all seen me. If y'all follow me, y'all seen me when I was pregnant, baby. I was no wonder your baby so beautiful. Girl, you was bad to the bone.
What?
Anyway, I can't believe I just said that, bad to the bone. I don't know. I couldn't think of nothing else to it. And I was like, do I want to address it? Because then when I'm address that. But you know what? From that podcast that know what's going on, do watch my channel. And when I was saying, like, I brought the baby, because some people were saying, like, why would you bring your baby on this show? Because I didn't realize that. But I'm just like, yeah. No, he gonna have to tone it down or she can never come back because you cannot be talking like that. And I had a conversation with the podcaster host previously and said that we was gonna turn up but decided to calm down. Like, you know what? The Bible says to allow room for God to get his revenge. So if I go taking on revenge, then God, when do God get to do his big one? Like, God could do a bigger one than I can. So I was like, I'm going to just let everybody live, and I'm not going to really discuss the situation. The podcaster, like, threw me under the bus, and everybody in the chat, when they met me, I was already pregnant. And then they always be trying to say that the baby was Marcus's or Chad's, Marcus or Chad. So it's kind of like a running joke. It's not really funny, but now that the baby here, now they talking about, oh, that's Craig, baby, like, y'all is so weird. Some of the people is cool. Some of the people have followed me on other platforms, and I don't even be realizing that y'all be coming from that podcast until y'all say, oh, we seen you from here, and I be like, dang, y'all on my TikTok, y'all on my, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, or y'all on my Facebook, like y'all, y'all have added me everywhere, so I really do appreciate it. That's why I'm gonna address this real fast, you know, it's not really part of the story, but I'm just gonna address it as we along the lines of the podcast. The running joke is that it's one day, baby. So then the podcaster was like, yeah, so what you say about her daddy? He got a family.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So I was like, damn, you just trying to get straight to it. But it's like, Maury, he not the daddy, he not the daddy. So you trying to get down to it. But it's like, this is my real life. So this is what I'm going to say, because I'm going to address this, because like I said, he has a hating ass fan base that doesn't really even like him. They just tune in to talk shit. So then when you throw something weird in there like that, that kind of makes it look weird, which I don't give a damn how it looks, because I know what happened and I'm about to tell that part of the story as well. But I just want to address this because people in the comments, somebody said it got played like a bust down. Like, never happened. I'm going to address the situation because it obviously involves my kids. I mean, my daughter is in this setting, and then you say that on something that will be on her on the internet type shit. You know, my family don't even really know the story, so I was going to pop my shit because somebody had started calling my phone and talking shit, and based off the stuff that they were saying, it sounded like some pillow talking had been going on. So I'm like, well, it X's out all these people and it goes to this person. And I had got on a couple other people, but I'm just like, no, this has to be you. And anybody who DMs I'm in, it is in my shit first. Somebody was calling me talking about I was in a man DM. So basically I was going to pop my shit about the situation, but God said to allow room for his revenge. So that's what I did. I decided not to go there, but then the podcaster threw that shit out there, and we skimmed over the situation because he fucking pandered all night about how women at the strip club don't treat you right no more. Kind of was just letting him talk that day. I was just ready to go, honestly. I didn't even really want to come no more because unfortunately, like I said, I was smoking all that weed, eating all that food, wasn't drinking. I was tired by the end of the week. That was the day before my flight. There's a lot of people on there that really fuck with me, so that's why I wanted to go and see everybody. I was messing with somebody who said that they had one kid and was single. Now that we're going through life, I'm not the girl who hounds you or really be on you. So unfortunately that allows room for if somebody is doing something else, if I'm calling them and I get to be with them whenever I want to, if I then live with their other family. Still after I'm pregnant, now you like, oh wait, no wait, you can't have the baby because there's another part of the family involved. When God tell you to keep your baby, that's what you do. And now that I have my baby deserves to be here. You know, unfortunately, whatever the situation is that hurts everybody in a situation has occurred, life moves on. That's what happened. Might as well address that real quick because ain't nobody get played in like no bust down, baby. Like, oh, let them know, like, you fucking played in my face and pandered about bitches not wanna chicken wing. I came for the chicken wings. Like, that's why they treat for niggas like you that wanna go to the strip club. You think a bitch up here half naked and walking around so a nigga could not throw no money and come eating fucking chicken wings? God damn it. Throw some money. Unfortunately, men have made it that way because women did want love at first. Y'all forgot. When you do shit like lie and then you say you got family, like, who the fuck wants love anymore? Nigga, where the money at? Fuck your chicken wings. Back to the story. Tony Rock used to host every Wednesday at the Chinese theater. Everybody used to always be going up there, so I was already finna go up there, and she was actually doing a show up there, which my homegirl Ebony was doing the show up there. So it was perfect because when I got there, Ebony was like just getting on stage or was on stage. So since I was on my way up there, I was like, well, you could ride with me. So thank you so much. I'm gonna pay for parking. First she was already telling me she was gonna pay for parking on the way there, but I didn't really care because I was already finna go there and I was already finna pay for parking. No, it's cool. She ended up performing. Tony had told her, damn, if you was 1 minute later, damn near, like, you wouldn't even got to go on. Leaving, she was so happy. I had got her to the show on time. The stand-up comedy show that Marlon had that I had been wanting to be on. So she was like, hey, I'm gonna get you on my uncle's show. The parking situation, I don't know what happened, but the car had declined or some shit like that. She ended up paying for the parking, but I really didn't care because I was already finna park anyway. That just noted for like later on type shit. Okay. Whenever she see me and we finna go to the same place, or sometimes she be like, well, where you finna go after this? Because like I said, I was driving. She'll be like, oh, I'm finna come with you. Da, da, da. So we end up being kind of like partners in crime for a minute. So she used to be having this backpack, and it was funny because, see, at the Chinese theater on Wednesdays, you have to get there and get your seat. Like, if not, you'll be standing room. And they let some of the comedians stand up, but, like, if they start pressing the issue, you have to be in a seat, or you have to be, like, out at the bar. You can't be in the hallway. You can't be standing room. We end up getting there early enough to get some seats one time. Now, she have this backpack, and she's putting her backpack on the seat, and she like, I'll be right back. So she tell me to save her seat. When she come back, she got Tiffany with her. So now Tiffany was probably big, but Tiffany wasn't as big as she is now, but she was big to me because I had just seen her win one of my favorite shows. When I seen her, I was like, oh my gosh, hey, what's up? So she was like, hey. So I was just like, girl, you is so funny. She was like, thank you so much, thank you so much. I'm like, I seen you. So mind you, Mike Epps is on stage right now talking to her, and me and her is laughing at her praying to Beelzebub, and everybody thinking that we laughing at Mike. You know how like sometimes when people seen your set already, and these a lot of the same people that come because they know it's always celebrity packed here, start like not laughing at your shit if they already heard the joke last week or somewhere else. You know, people wasn't laughing that hard, but once we started like laughing super hard, they start laughing. Because too, sometimes people won't catch a joke unless they hear people laughing. It's not that you're not funny, but like maybe other people had noticed Tiffany Haddish had just walked in. I don't know. I really don't know how big she was at that time, but she wasn't as big as she is now. So I'm thinking that Chante finna use her backpack to save her seat. She like, all right, now hold my backpack for me. Because Tiffany in her seat now. So I'm like, what? No, she like, well, Tiffany, hold. Then she kind of just left it and walked away. And so me and Tiffany was going back and forth like, you watching that backpack? No, you are. No, you are. No, you are. No, you. She keeps trying to get the backpack. Me too, bitch. No, you're the one in charge of the backpack. So me and her is now laughing. We laughing. That's what we was laughing at, like hard as hell. And that's when Mike had finally looked up at us like, well, fuck is y'all bitches laughing at? Fast forward, we'd have been kicking it a lot and going to basically comedy clubs and shit like that together. She been riding with me or whatever. Motherfuckers said they was gonna pay for parking. They never paid for parking, but you don't have to. Motherfuckers said they was gonna get me on the show, but the show never came back out. So I ain't gonna blame. That ain't on her. This one day we was at the club. Now mind you, I told you about the celebrity spot. I had been seeing her a lot, and we would end up together because I would be at the comedy club and she would come in to do a celebrity spot. But this day, her cousin was there. So Damon Jr. ended up being there that night. She could not get the celebrity spot, but I had been seeing Damon at the comedy club like a week prior to this. I ended up like getting a picture with him, and then I posted it, and then I tagged him. Now, he didn't add me back, but I knew he was on my page because I had been seeing him around. I had just never like got no picture with him. I've been hearing the set that he was working on. So now after I had tagged him in the picture on my page, I had seen him at the club this night. They had gave him the celebrity spot, and he went up and he told a joke from one of my posts on my page. And I know this because he didn't tell that joke before. So it was the joke about, it was this dude, and he had sued this girl because come to find out she got plastic surgery and the kids was ugly as hell. Whatever the joke was that he made from it was funny as hell, right? After he gets off stage, I walk over to the bar. Now mind you, I did not want to come out this night. I did not want to come out this night because I was living in a hotel. I felt small. Nobody would give me an apartment. I was tired of living at the hotel. We was eating bad because we had to eat microwave foods all the time. We had to sneak and cook. It was just too much. Like, it was too much. It was going on, and I was defeated. But my dad kept telling me to just keep getting out there, keep getting out there. So this night, I really didn't feel like going. Then too, like, it gets expensive drinking at the bar. You really will develop a drinking habit in the club type shit. So it's like now I developed a drinking habit, but I'm exploring like what alcohol I want to drink. So I asked a bartender to suggest something, and she suggests like beer. I'm like, which one? IPA. I didn't know shit about beer for real. I drank that shit like a couple times, and I think this was probably the last time I drank that. I think it was because of the fact that I was trying to dress down, because I wanted other people to like shine, because when I came around like myself, people would get intimidated, and then I would feel their energy, and I didn't want to feel that. So instead of just being me and making them feel the energy or getting away from them, I would dim myself. I already didn't feel like going out. Now I'm over here drinking some IPA. I'm at the bar. Chante comes and stands next to me at the bar. I look over and I was like, oh, hey. And she was like, don't talk to me. And I was like, what's wrong with you? I said, don't talk to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And then this is so ghetto. Why I had beer outside the club. So I looked out the window to see where she had stormed off to. And she had stormed off to her cousin now. I had walked over there and she was storming away. Rolling his eyes, and I was just like, what's wrong with your cousin? And he was like, she just being her. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, you was super funny tonight. His friend was like, that new joke you just told about the surgery thing. I was like, yeah, that was super funny. And then Damon was like, thank you. And I was like, you're welcome. And his friend had looked over at me and was like, who are you? I was like, oh, hey, my name is Faith. I was like, what's your name? Because I'm thinking he's trying to be friendly. He did this. Anyway, like that joke. So I was like, who the fuck do this nigga think he talking to? Like, I started turning up like, bro, who the fuck you think you talking to? Jack Jr., the owner's son of the club, had came out there trying to get me like, hey, just come in, just chill. I'm like, no, who the fuck he think he talking to? He just drunk. Like, they just drunk. They go, I don't give no fuck if he drunk. Like, well, I'll turn up in this bitch. Fuck. I went back in the bar. All of a sudden, I look out there, and it's a big-ass group of people. I see him, and it looked like he's with some girl. So I walk over there. So I'm like, oh, this your man? So she was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. So he was just disrespecting me. So she was like, he probably don't like you.
What?
I was like, bitch. She started looking for somebody to laugh with, and they was looking away. Motherfuckers was looking like, this bitch was looking around, not as in for help, because now that I see, but I ain't no fuck. I was ready to get up with who the fuck ever. Bitch gonna look at me like, I got to turning up. Jack came and got me like, hey, just chill. They ain't even worth it. Like, who the fuck they think they talking to? So he like, no, just let it go. Don't even let that bother you. So I went and I sat down. The maddest look on my face. So funny because Damon had came in there to leave, and he had seen like the maddest look on my face, and he came and he was like, hey, we finna go. He was like, I'm finna head out. See you later. I'm like, now usually when he say he finna go or whatever, I see him and be like, all right, see you later, and walk a motherfucker out of type shit. Like, I was looking mad as hell. Like, I remember just sitting there looking like, oh, I want to turn up so bad. 5 minutes later, the dude come back in, all apologizing, all in my face. Like, I'm so sorry. I ain't mean nothing of it. Like, nah, nigga, you was tripping. You was tripping. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, no, nigga, you was tripping. I didn't mean it. I'm just drunk to the like, oh, okay, nigga. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to let it go this time. I'm going to forgive you. But you was tripping. He like, oh, I'm sorry. Then he leave, right? After that, I felt so low. I did not go back outside for so long. I remember just going and parking somewhere and crying. Like, who the F do these people think I am? Like, now that I look back, the way that they was treating me was a reflection of how motherfuckers felt about themselves. Chante was mad because she usually get the guest spot and then she didn't get it, so she wanted to take her anger out on somebody. So me and you be kicking it all the time, but that was on some, she was just drunk type. But still, like, I don't get drunk and cuss my friends out, so I don't like that type of shit. He had did the shit that he had did, so that had just blew me. Like when he looked at me up and down, like I felt like so low, like I felt small, like I was living in a hotel, I didn't have nothing, my family had just broke up. I didn't go out for so long. I was like, I'm done with comedy. Like I quit comedy, and I remember one day I just heard God be like, "Don't quit." I was like, you know what? I need a sign. My homies, his name was Lumpy the comedian. He used to be doing shows. He was a kid comedian at the time. He ain't no kid no more, but yeah, he was a kid comedian at the time. He was so funny. You know, we was always together too type shit. And his dad was like basically a promoter and like promoted him. You know? So one day his dad called me like, "Hey, Lumpy doing a show." He had 2 shows that night. I was like, "Well, I'm not driving or something. I don't know why, but I was like, I'm not driving. I'll pick you up and you could ride with me." So I heard a voice say, "Get raw on him." Like I remember I had on some white pants, red heels with a black heel with like some gold around the ankle. Like I had on this white, like real cute shirt. I think it had like red in it. I was cute as hell. I had got cute. I had put on the red lipstick. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show motherfuckers I don't know who they think I am, because I be trying to dumb myself down. And after that, I realized don't ever dumb yourself down. That shit got me so far after that. We finna leave, and some dude is trying to talk to me. I hear them, though, before he comes to talk to me, I hear them, like, hyping him up like his homies. Because it was this curtain, you know, that blocks off, like, the bar from the main room where they doing comedy. But they didn't realize it because they couldn't see me. But I was just on the other side of the curtain. So I heard them hyping him up to go talk to me. So I had, like, kind of walked off by the bar. And the dude come up to talk to me or whatever, give me his number. And he asked me, like, what are you doing after this? You want to go to a party? So I'm like, yeah, sure. Ended up going to Kevin Hart best friend birthday party. Who's the first people that we see? It was a pajama party at the skate rink. You walk in, the room parts. You want to do yourself a favor, drink some tea, start drinking tea. He's saying that we meeting his cousin or whatever, but come to find out, we meeting Damon Jr. And like, it's like everything's splitting, and we walk up. Remember I told you I'm red lipstick, white jeans, red heels. I had a backpack. I just gym shoes in it, because I remember that night me and Damon had took a picture, and I had posted, but I ain't like tag him or like say whose shoes they was. But I remember we both had on Converse that night. I had some raw ass Converse, and he did too. He had some new Converse, and they like matched the car where we was at because it was raw as hell. But I remember like me and him ended up in the back room talking, like sitting on the bench. We just was talking. We was looking down. He like, your shoes raw. I'm like, shit, your shoes raw too. Like, take a picture type shit, because they all match the flow. But anyway, MMA fighter. While I'm up here, I beat your ass. Fuck you. Talk about who you think you talking to. His friend, the MMA fighter. So he was an HBO MMA fighter too. Come to find out, I ain't even noticed till after this happened. We woke up, so Damon started shaking hands with his cousin and shit like that. All the other comedians that we was with, they get to shaking hands with Damon. I was finna say shaking up, but we not in Chicago. They were shaking hands and shit. When I seen him, I probably had like a look on my face or something. Like the first thing he did before motherfucker do anything, I walked in. We walk up to the skate rink, the floor part. It's Damon, his homie, and the girl. The dude grabs my hand, okay, starts kissing my hand. I am so sorry for what I did to you last time. I am so sorry. That is not me. I'm like, no, I forgive you. I forgive you. While he kissed my hand, shit, I'm looking at his bitch. This bitch eyeing me ugly as fuck. Ain't said shit. Bitch. He probably don't like you. He more than like me. He want me. Fuck is you talking about? He kissing all on my hand in front of this girl. Like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Like, that was not me. That was so out of character. I apologize. I'm like, it's cool. It's cool. What up, Damon? He like, what up? Then we went about our business. But yeah, that shit was so funny. Like, remember that. I'm glad I'm getting to tell all these stories, because these little stories that I've been wanting to tell, but like, they haven't really. It's like, how do I tell all these stories? But I want to tell them all in one so we can get it over with. But motherfucker ended up being cool. Me and his cousin would end up to develop like a really strong bond, and we ended up getting really cool. He ended up going on to be like Marlon videographer. They came to Phoenix. Chante was there. I think Chante was there that day. He had invited me out, and I remember we was in the green room at the stand up live. I got to talk to Marlon. It was cool. And like she was cool. We had got past that shit too. You know what I'm saying? She had eventually apologized, and we ended up still being cool. But I had met this dude named Donnie. His name Donnie Comedy. I was telling him a lot of people don't recognize me. Like I know all these people because as we was standing in front of the club after I had did the Laugh Factory, I was finna leave. Like I was just ready to go. It was cold. It's funny because when I seen Kevin Tate, he was like, "You leaving?" Like, yeah, I'm finna go. Like, I see y'all. He like, "You ain't finna see who in here." Like, I already seen who in there. And pretty sure more people came through and left because I was leaving early. I was telling him that I didn't bossed up so high that motherfuckers, I'm unrecognizable at this point. And that's how it should be. So that's cool if you don't add me back, or maybe you not acting like you don't know me. Maybe you don't know me because you don't know me. It's like the first page I lost. Like, damn, you know how many pages I've lost since that page? I got this one page where everybody following me on there. Tony Rock following me. I love you, nigga, but you just won't stop tagging that page. But it's cool. It's cool. But if you tag that page, nobody can add me. Nobody can add me. You still tagging it. It's been like 7 years later. This nigga still tagging that page. Like, come on, Terrence. I didn't have 57. He like, this is the only page that I remember. Fit Funny Girl Faith, whatever the fuck that page. I don't even barely remember it. I only remember I have that page when Terrence tagged me in it. But anyway, digression. Basically, you know, losing the page was the end of that friendship. Fine with me. Fuck. Cool. If you like that story, make sure you do so physically. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join the Faithful Gang. You ain't got to get jumped in or nothing. All you got to do is tell your friends we lit over here. Share the story. Share the story. You know somebody that's bored. They be looking for some Tubi movie to watch. Okay, this is just as good as, if not as entertaining. We got the juice over here. We got the tea. We got the tea today. Who knows what juicy thing we drinking? But it's always something. The next story I'm gonna do is the story of meeting my celebrity crush. So make sure you got your bell notifications on so you can be notified every time I post. Love you. See you next time.